Hello, I'm Pavlo, an official representative of your daily dose of Ukrainian accent. Today we are talking about interesting hybrid earphones Odyssey 2, made in cooperation between ZiiGaat Audio and Hangout.Audio. I almost say Ziggurat and Hangover. It's a hybrid model with biocellulose dynamic driver and three nose balanced armatures. They offers a pleasant, comfortable type of tuning and implemented in a great looking metal shell. And their price is $250. Link to the Linsole shop will be in the description. Basically, it's everything you need to know before this review, so let's proceed to it. Box looks really nice. Company selected unusual brown texture. Maybe it's a reference to wood, or maybe I'm overthinking it. What is more important, we have all technical specifications here on the side, information on the back side about who is who, and traditionally inside we have black cardboard box, and when we go inside, here are earpieces themselves and box with accessories. So let me try to pull it out in some kind of gentle way. So I really hope to get here a lot of good accessories. So case definitely looks premium, but in my opinion slightly too big for carrying just earphones. If you want to carry some small player with you, for example, it will be okay. So what we are getting here: manual, connectors for the modular cable itself, some spare filters, and three set of tips. I won't be opening them now, or I will. Just don't want to tear them too much because it upsets me. But anyway, let's see. Nice clean silicone tips. Then here should be a pair of foams, probably. At least it looks this way through the bag. Yep, it's pair of foam tips, and here probably some kind of regular silicones, but it's just my guess. We'll see it now. So actually not regular, also sticky silicone tips, pretty soft. So in terms of tips, they definitely went to the premium side of things. And also nice touch, you getting the organizer in the case, so you can win the cable and put earpieces here. Earpieces are made of metal and feels really solid. Faceplate is some kind of resin with two different textures underneath. On the bottom it's more glittery, on the top a bit less with company's logo. But at the same time it looks pretty attractive, not too shouty, not too sparkly, so I like this approach. Earpieces are slightly on the bulkier side of things, but still in my ear they give nice wearing comfort. I also prefer slightly longer spouts, but it's also a subjective thing. Overall wearing comfort is nice thanks to this well thought ergonomic shape. They fitting really well into ears. Passive sound isolation is about average, maybe a bit less, but still pretty okay for daily commute or everyday usage on the street. Somewhere on par with other IEMs. There is a lip for holding the tips and protective grille, spouts made of metal, which won't make sense otherwise, so everything really speaks about build quality. There is a vent hole on top, probably for the dynamic driver, so well looking, nice modern earphones. Cable is made replaceable. Here used 2-pin connectors, and creators decided not to use recessed sockets or some kind of notches, grooves, locks, something like that. So you can easily find third-party cable, but I don't think that you will need it. Stock cable looks really nice, interesting, attractive color schema. This green and dark gray combination is really interesting. There are ear hooks without memory wire, but they provide good support for the cable. It's maybe not super soft, but definitely on the softer side of things, so microphonic effect is low. There is a splitter with chin slider, and it goes down to the connector for connector. Here you need to pay attention to the notch and groove to get the proper polarity, but also they put these triangles to provide you a hint about the right direction, and you just push it. There is no lock, and the connector is slightly big, but still it's a pretty okay system for replaceable cable that works really well. Overall build quality is pretty great. When it comes to the sound, this earphones offers a pleasant, slightly safe type of tuning. I want to highlight the word slightly here. It's not the earphones for those who want maximum focus on technicalities, absolute micro contrast, superb detalization, but at the same time they sound pretty balanced, and definitely it's not that type of earphones that lacking treble in order to create warm and comfortable signature. They are a bit moving towards that safe side, but still offers a good amount of technicalities to remain pretty well balanced. So bass goes deep, it's accented, it has a pleasant boost, but it's actually not that much as it can seem if you look just at the frequency response itself. Because on the frequency response graph they looks like some bass head cannon. But it's not the case. Of course, they have a good amount of deep bass. It offers a solid foundation, it offers a nice and really full-bodied rumble, and it's slightly more than I prefer subjectively, but at the same time not by much, and still it's a pretty enjoyable experience. You're getting nice bass, but it's not overly dominating, and it's not boosted when it's not necessary. So when you need bass, you'll get nice punches and body, but at the same time, when it's not necessary, it will provide the great texturing and a pretty sufficient amount of small nuances and details. And first example, it's the Prodigy Breeze, and here we have a really powerful bass line that is groovy and enjoyable, and it's really well balanced here, building great contrast between bass line and other instruments. And a bit more complicated example, it's Orion by Metallica, and it's a great work of the whole band, but Cliff Burton especially. And the bass guitar here sounds pretty enjoyable with these earphones, and not overly boosted, and also with good amount of details and nuances. There is a slight hint of additional warmth, but not too much to spoil the details. They are also really good in terms of coherence. Bass transitions nicely into mids. Almost zero bleed of bass onto mids, but mid frequencies are tuned with a slight hint of additional weight. Not too much, just to add a bit of body to the vocal and to some instruments. At the same time, female vocals, especially high-pitched ones, also sound pretty engaging with good amount of forwardness and energy. But also not too much. Like, not too much is basically the slogan of these earphones. They are not critical for the quality of record, but definitely better material will give you more enjoyable sound. and the instrument sounds natural, except of that hint of additional weight, but it's definitely not spoiling naturalness, just slightly highlights some nuances. Imaginary stage is not huge, but above average in width and in depth. Width is better than depth, but it's not like 3D positioning, absolutely holographic stage, but still everything is positioned pretty well, and depth layering is done in a nice and engaging way. So, first example, it's Stay Away by Nirvana. I really enjoyed the bass guitar line here. Drums have nice kicks. Vocal has a slight tiny hint of additional weight, but still it's energetic and as great as everyone remembers. And Four Sticks by Led Zeppelin, also slightly highlighted rhythm section, but vocal also sounds nice, not sharp, not overly forward, and I really like how this earphones positions every band member on the imaginary stage. Treble is pretty energetic to balance low frequencies, but at the same time it's not sharp. Not sure how they managed to do that, but you definitely hear a lot of air, but you won't get that excessive sibilance or sharpness. Extension is above average, but not maximum. Both basic and advanced overtones are represented nicely, and also treble offers really good attacks and decays. Layering is pretty basic, but it's acceptable for this price range. It's not the earphones that is focused on the rich and saturated treble. They just use treble to balance low frequencies and give you enough of naturalness. But they also not treble shy, so if you don't like treble at all, it's not that type of earphones that will absolutely hide it. So let's go for first example. It's Locomotion by John Coltrane. Really nice record with a lot of overtones, a bit lacking that extension and layering, but still instrument sounds pretty well refined. And Charles Lloyd, How Can I Tell You? Really good high quality jazz record with a lot of nuances, and basically almost the same as I can say about previous example, also lacking a bit of overtones, but this track is more modern and better mastered, so you're getting more of that layering and that trails of the instrument that goes to the high frequency areas separated better. In terms of pairings, I definitely recommend some good deck or player for these earphones. Usually colored IEMs play always the way they sound, never mind what source you will be using. But this model is an exception because first they like really black background with low levels of noise, and second, with better controlled and tighter bass, you getting better experience with these earphones. And speaking about the comparisons, just a pair of models that I can instantly recall. First one is Kiwi Ears Astral that I reviewed not so long ago. Kind of opposite model, with Astral being more natural and more focused on the details. And FIO FH15, they have some similarity because both have additional weight, but FIO focusing more on tightness and impact, while this model offers more natural and organic type of sounding. And overall, really good earphones if you're looking for a pair for long, comfortable listening sessions. They are really enjoyable and they are not fatiguing, but at the same time they deliver a good amount of technicalities. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.